Oh, Sean less lethal for dummies. Oh, so I rebuilt my factory magazine with a official Umarex rebuild kit. And the reason for that was because I neglected to test these two mags back to back. This is a QC mag quick puncture, and this is the magazine that comes with the Glock, which is kind of like it's pretty convenient actually. It really is like a half turn and it punctures. But obviously you can't walk around like that. So, what I'm gonna do, and seeing as how it's gonna be in a separate magazine, I can shoot these back to back. I don't think it's gonna affect the marker at all because all the jazz is done inside the mags itself. So what I have here is a generic CO2 that I normally use, a generic CO2 that I normally use, and winner takes all. The mythical Umarex. We'll see if it does any better. I don't suspect it will, but if it does, I'll be impressed. I will be shooting 11mm steel ball bearings. These are G10, whatever that means. It's a higher quality finish. These steel bearings weigh 5.5 grams. So I'll just load them up. I'm not gonna bore you with that part of it, but let's go shoot them. Before we get going, a very strange phenomena has occurred. QC magazine fits 8 11mm ball bearings. The twist to puncture only fits 7. So you can see here, the 8th doesn't quite go in. I can push it in. But what happens then is when I go to rack the slide, the barrel won't retract into this cavity with that ball that tightly pressed in there. So 8 rounds on the QC and 7 on the twist. Both mags lubed, generic CO2s installed in both, 11mm steel ball bearings, 5.5 grams. I should also note, this has a lightened valve spring, a 0.3mm. This has the same lightened valve spring, 0.3mm. And both magazines, I have removed the CO2 diffuser, the screen essentially. We're gonna start with a twist to pierce. So, good thing with these mags is you can do it outside the marker. It doesn't discharge any gas by doing it here or there. So we'll do it here. All punctured. Away we go. $196. 170. 160. Losing my balls everywhere. 154. 146. 140. This really fell on its face. 136. And that was the last one. That was the twist to puncture. I'm not even gonna say anything until I actually shoot this one. Okay. QC, quick puncture. Oh, damn it. I should have done it in the marker. I lost my balls. Let's dig around here for him. All right, got all my balls back. And actually the problem was I didn't have the follower locked, or it was still locked. We are punctured. Alternatively, when you slap this mag in, it punctures. I just want to do it the same as the other. $194. $180. $166. $156. $150. $146. $142. $138. The last 7th shot on the twist was $136. I don't know which round I'm on now. 138. Well, what could I say? Geez, neither of them really performed good today. It's not any cooler out. I'm inside my garage, fairly stable temperature. It's 20 degrees in here, Celsius. I've had better. I've had much better, actually. So, neither's a winner. They pretty much shot identical today. But what I can tell you, when I disassembled those 2 magazines, the quick puncture pin that is on the QC mag, the puncture pin on the quick puncture mag has a huge gaping hole, like 1/8 inch hole for the CO2 to flow, whereas the twist to puncture only has, I don't know, maybe like a 0.7 millimeter, so less than a millimeter sized hole for the CO2 to flow. Does that mean anything? Well, I don't know, because yesterday that QC mag was shooting about 5 FPS hotter than my twist to puncture. Could just be bad CO2s. But let's put in a Umarex, and I'm just gonna pick the QC because that's probably gonna be the go-to one that I'll continue working on if there's no, the differences are negligible. I like the QC better. So let me just empty that mag out into the drum there, and then I'll load up the Umarex. Plus the QC holds 1 more round. Well, if there's one thing about that pistol, it is fun, and sometimes that's all that matters, and I have fun doing this. So to all the jewel haters out there, but here are the 2 CO2s I removed from the magazine, and it's interesting how they puncture. So this is the QC. You can see it just makes a tiny little hole there, but from this point on, the puncture pin is huge. Like I said, it's got like a 1/8 inch hole that feeds into the magazine. On the other hand, this is the twist to puncture. And look at the size of the hole it puts in there. But again, the little orifice that it actually travels through is much smaller. So I don't know if there's really any gains to be had there. I did try drilling my other magazine, drilling the puncture pin, but it might be something I'll have to keep my eye on anyways. All right, so Umarex, 11 millimeter steel ball bearings. I'm gonna puncture it as I insert it this time. 186. 176. I should mention I gave about 30 minutes between that rapid fire succession before I put this Umarex CO2 in. 164. 158. 152. 150. 144. 138. Finish identical to my generic 12-gram CO2s. If anything, at least I heard Umarex CO2s are cleaner. Those generic CO2s I buy are food grade. Not gonna start arguing about CO2. There were no winners today. The pistol performed poorly. I wouldn't call it poorly, but less performance than I've seen in the last, like, I don't know, 4 videos I've done here. It's CO2 after all. I don't know. Humidity, temperature, gravitational pull, thickness of the air that day. That would be humidity. There are many reasons that this underperformed today, but that is what it did. So on to bigger and better things. I will begin the expansion of the chamber again, and I'll continue my work on my valve pin. No promises. Sorry, I've got breakfast in my teeth still. At the end of the day, I still have lots of fun playing with this thing. They are super cool pistols, very realistic, and they're just plain old fun, guys. Take a chill pill.